All right. Well, I am so excited to be here with you today. Thank you, Catherine and Liz and Barbara and everyone who made this possible at the Kind Mind Academy. Excited to be a part of this, bringing kindness home. And so I want to take a second to introduce myself. My name is Johnny, and I am the Director of Youth Programs for a Canadian charity called Live Different. So, how did I end up here in this position, overseeing all of our youth programs that are happening across Canada and now even expanding around the world? Well, it starts with when I was in high school. Um, I kind of grew up in a home that would have been deemed the wrong side of all the statistics. And so I had a dad who was addicted to drugs, and my mom was emotionally unstable. And at a very young age, I started kind of following in the same footsteps, the dysfunction of my family. And when I was in high school, it kind of all came to a tipping point when I was about 16 years old, and I lost all my friends because of my addictions, and basically forced to start over. And in the process of restarting my life, I met this new group of friends who were kind and generous and welcoming and accepted me for who I was and helped me unpack my story. And it really changed my whole life and set me on this new path. And I started to realize my potential and the potential to, step away from the kind of ancestral habits of my family and make a new path. And so I've basically been sold in this idea that every individual has this incredible, insane, limitless potential to grow and change. And so fast forward a couple years, I finished my bachelor's degree and came across this organization called Live Different and started traveling with them full time across Canada, kind of sharing my story and helping them achieve their mission. And so just to give you kind of a little background of what Live Different is, Live Different has kind of a couple aspects. One is kind of an international development side. So we work and partner with local communities, community leaders, local contractors, and families who don't have basic shelter. And we actually work alongside them and help them build a home. And so a really cool thing is that because we work along them, building their home with them, by the end of our experience, as a volunteer, you make a connection, you make a deep friendship with these families. And so, we built hundreds of homes in Dominican and Mexico and Haiti. But in Haiti's a little different. We have a school that has over 300 students that attend on a mountainside in a community that never had access to education. And so there's a lot more to the international side of what we do. We also have an academy program for a semester kind of gap year program. But the other side of things that we had is assemblies. And so we traveled full time across Canada. We would reach over 100,000 students a year, traveling from the north to the south, the east, the west, serving the entirety of Canada's population. And obviously, when the pandemic hit, that all changed. And so we had to go back to the drawing board and we had to re-envision what our work could look like. And so for 20 years, Live Different had been doing motivational programming and motivational assemblies in schools, and it basically forced us to go back to our vision, which our vision is to engage people in a lifestyle of compassion and service. We believe kind of the keystone marker of that the developmental marker that we're chasing, helping people to achieve, is this idea that if we can get to a point where they can actually start to reach out beyond themselves and to give back to the world. But in order to get to that place where someone can find their purpose and find this sense of and this autonomy and this ability to really truly make a difference, there's kind of some precursors there. And so our theory of change is kind of built around these three things: so the head, the heart, and the hands. And so the head piece is kind of an identity, is about identity. And so how do you cultivate an identity of somebody? For us specifically, working with youth, how do you cultivate the identity of a youth where they actually see themselves as the type of person that can make a difference? And so within this is a lot of the internal work, right? And so for us, we double down on resilience, and we actually talk a lot about the narratives that we tell ourselves, but also self-compassion, and how do you be kind to yourself so that you can be kind to others. And so that we work on the head piece, and then we work on the heart piece, which is relationships. And so how do you cultivate these relationships that support and foster this identity? And then the last piece is the hands. So how do you give opportunities for people to reach out and to make a difference? And so, so we got to go back to those things, go back to the drawing board. And we developed this program called Live Different Circles. Live Different Circles exists over 6 different sessions. Each session has a 15 to 20 minute video component with 3 pauses for discussion, where people can have breaks within the unpacking of a concept to discuss it and unpack it and apply it to their life. And so we have topics such as authenticity and empathy, growth, resilience, altruism, and values and priorities. And then there's a 7th session where the entire group gets together and does a compassion project. So it kind of culminates in this external action. And so one of the things, one of our values in our program that we reiterate every time before we start a session is that we're connected in cause. This is the idea that we want to have a meaningful experience together as a group, but we want to do that for the purposes and for the sake of making a difference in the world around us. And so I want to show you a quick kind of example, kind of get the idea of what Circles is all about, what we do as an organization. So I want you to check out this video. Welcome to Live Different Circles. My name's Johnny.
Hi, I'm Davina, and Circles is a place where we gather together to have meaningful conversations about things that matter. In Circles, everyone is equal, everyone has an opportunity to share, and everyone has wisdom to offer and learn. In a world that seems to be so divided, we hope to have meaningful conversations that make us think and cause us to grow by asking ourselves challenging questions.
As a part of Circles, we're not only having fun and meaningful conversations, but we're also challenging ourselves to live different, which means we are committed to kindness. Our goal is not to argue or debate, but to make people feel heard, understood, and encouraged. We desire to develop. Each one of us has the potential to become a better version of ourselves, and we're eager to learn how. And we're connected in cause. This experience is not just about us as an individual, but how we as a group can make a meaningful impact on the world around us. These are the values of Live Different Circles and what we'll be striving to practice. And as you strive to live a life of impact, we hope you begin to discover that the world is a better place because you're in it. On behalf of everyone at Live Different, thanks for joining us. So that is a little kind of taste of what Circles is all about. It's really dynamic and engaging, and we really harness personal story. And so the way the questions are framed is we're sharing each other's stories, and we're exposing kind of who we are and what we're going through. And we create community and connection. And we also, in each session, we share meaningful stories from people from all different walks of life, and we get to share their stories as we unpack those different concepts together. And so you have access, and so part of this conference is I want to give you access to one of our sessions for free. So we run these sessions for professional development with teachers and staff at organizations. We run it in schools, high schools, and junior high schools. So you have access to one of these sessions. And so you can go to livedifferent.com/circles, and you can actually get access to the first session for free, which is a really great community building session on authenticity. How do you be more authentic and connected and trust the people you're around? And so feel free to access that. We'd love to see you utilize that resource. And so so that's Live Different Circles, but there's other ways that we are trying to continue to stretch to our goal to get people to essentially be more kind. And so to extend compassion to themselves and the world around them in a meaningful way. And so the way that we are continuing to do this to practice kindness is through our Live Different app. And so and for us, the app is all about growth and practice. So when you think of an elite athlete, for example, this is somebody who's achieved the highest level of success in their sport. You know that they didn't just wake up one day with all this talent. An athlete's talent and skills crafted through years of coaching and practice and training. And so we kind of want to approach kindness like a sport. Each one of us has this incredible capacity to grow and change, but sometimes it takes a coach to come alongside us, to give us a plan, to guide us in practice, and to motivate us to stretch ourselves and to achieve our goals. And so I want to introduce to you the Live Different app. So check this out. We cannot express enough how excited we are about this new app. So it's acting as your personal kindness coach. The Live Different app helps you discover what a life of compassion looks like for you. You can strengthen your relationships, discover self-compassion, and connect with like-minded individuals in a judgment-free space. You can choose from a bunch of inspiring challenges that'll help you practice kindness and focus on the little things we all tend to overlook. And so also, it's always better to do things together and to work towards goals together. So you can create groups and invite your friends, your family, your classroom, workplace, and invite them to undertake challenges together. You can track and share your progress, send someone kudos when they complete a challenge. It's a great way to connect in a group in a meaningful way. So right now, you can actually go to the App Store and you can search Live Different, and you could download the app and get started. And because creating a kinder world on this lovely day of World Kindness Day, creating a kinder world doesn't have to wait. It starts right now with you and I. And so thank you so much for having us here. I'm glad I got to share a little bit about our programs, and I want to encourage you in your personal journey towards kindness for yourself and kindness for the world. Thank you so much.